Support for KVAQ-TV comes from the UTRGV Counseling Center, located in Student Union 2.10 on the Bronzeville campus and University Center 109 on the Edinburg campus. The UTRGV Counseling Center offers secure and confidential online and in-person mental health counseling options. 24/7 confidential assistance over the phone is available through the Vaquero Crisis Line at 665-5555. The center also hosts self-help online tools, such as the mobile app Thrive at UT, which was specifically developed to help college students with their wellness. Details of all the center services can be found at utrgv.edu/counseling or by calling 665-2574.
Support for KVAQ-TV comes from student activities at UTRGV with its Best Week Ever celebration. The event features a week of entertainment, games, fireworks, and more. A free concert featuring Selena cover band Bidi Bidi Banda will take place at 7 p.m. Thursday at the UTRGV Baseball Stadium in Edinburg. A listing of in-person, virtual, and hybrid events offered during the Best Week Ever is available at utrgv.edu/bestweekever.
Coming up, UTRGV's riding policy was implemented nearly a year ago. We spoke to one student who says she almost got hit by a bicyclist on campus. Next, UTRGV kicks off the best week ever. More on these events later. Plus, changes at Gladys Porter Zoo. What can you expect to see ahead? And a unique but growing industry. We get a sneak peek on stage. KVAQ TV starts now. Hey there, Vaqueros! Welcome back to the first fall edition of KVAQ TV. I'm YANELLI Hernandez. Today is Monday, August 23rd, and at the top of the hour. Now to the university's riding policy. A policy in effect since last year, but still many unaware of the do's and don'ts. More on that with Charlie. Charlie?
Things like riding your bicycle on the Bronx Trail or skating to class are no longer allowed, but some students do it anyway.
We would kind of end up bumping, not necessarily crashing, so sometimes I would go to class with like a little skid mark or something, so that was a bit of a hassle.
Junior Mariana B. Esteban says many students are not aware of the riding policy. She says she had her share of near accidents on her way to class.
I was walking to class and I would bump into people who were riding their bikes, or sometimes they wouldn't necessarily be paying attention to where they were going.
Evan says more advertisements on the riding policy need to be posted across campus to inform and prevent near accidents.
It's an open space. Sidewalks are okay, but it's just under the covered walkway or in Brownsville where you have a pedestrian bridge to where there's not much outlet on either side. That's where you run into the problem.
SLUSSER says he wants to remind students of the riding policy.
Between Liberal Arts Building South and the dining complex, and you can ride your bike straight through that area and on into the interior of campus. You never have to get off.
Covered walkways can get crowded, and it is not very conducive to bicyclists and skateboarders getting by.
I want everyone to be safe when they come back to campus, with the pedestrians and the cyclists and the skateboarders. They all have a legitimate need to be on campus, and we just want everyone to be able to interact safely and get where they need to go without any problems, without any accidents occurring.
He also says there are plans to improve the commute for those using personal transportation devices.
They are looking into making cart paths for the university golf carts as well as the Volt electric vehicles. Then those paths would also be great for use by bicyclists and others on using skateboards.
At the moment, SLUSSER says no fines are imposed on violators, but the Dean of Students is in the process of determining the sanctions for these violations. SLUSSER says if anyone sees someone that is violating the riding policy, they can report it online at utrgv/compliance. Reporting for KVAQ TV, Charlie Maureen.
After nearly a year of remote learning, many students are heading back to school in person. With more face-to-face interaction, some schools are adding to their school supply list. Our reporter RUBEN LOZA has the story.
It's the first week of school for some kids across the country. From tears on children's faces, to the joy of seeing their besties, to costly expenses like wearing the latest fashion trends and school supplies. Compared to last year's school supply list, some parents, like Elisa Duque, says she is cashing in on savings for school supplies this year.
Or maybe because he's passing from 2nd to 3rd grade and they ask for less stuff than 2nd grade.
Duque is the mother of a 3rd grader at Idea Public Schools in Brownsville. She says she tries to shop smart for school supplies and says she spent nearly $60 to $70 last year on school supplies. This year she spent
around $40, $38, $40.
3rd grade teacher from Olmito Elementary, Jennifer Rocha, shares some of the new items on the school supply list this year.
This year they were asked for more hand sanitizer, more Clorox wipes, face masks, if they wanted and needed some. They were also asked for earphones, which most people would be like, why do you need earphones? But they do need their personal earphones now because of COVID.
Rocha states that students will be assigned a computer for classroom use, so they will be required to bring their own headphones to learn basic computer skills.
They do ask for additional items per grade levels. Older kids are going to need composition notebooks, dividers, things like that. And pre-kinder were asked for more wipes, change of clothes, and washable markers. So stuff that it's depending on different grade levels.
Here's a comparison of the Olmito Elementary School supply list last year and this year's. This year, students are required to bring headphones, Clorox wipes, and hand sanitizer.
The students had to bring their own water bottles. So that's another item, I'm sorry, that I forgot to mention it's not on the list, but it was asked, that the students had to buy their water bottle.
For more information on your child's back-to-school supply list, visit your school's website or contact your local school. In the studio, Ruben Loza, KVAQ-TV.
Some changes expected to come soon at Gladys Porter Zoo. The city of Brownsville is one step closer to completing its 10-year master plan to renovate and expand the zoo. Our reporter, Carla Valenzuela, has more on the story. Carla?
The Brownsville City Commission approved a contract to begin the Gladys Porter Zoo water and wastewater replacement project as a 50-year-old nonprofit organization faces crippling infrastructure.
Director of Government and Community Affairs, RAMIRO Gonzalez, says the city of Brownsville received $65 million in funding from the American Rescue Plan and allocated $5.5 million to the zoo's water and wastewater replacement project.
Every other day, some pipes breaking. Generally, their maintenance costs will be reduced by having new infrastructure. And usually infrastructure is replaced probably about every 30, 35 years.
Gonzalez explains that before the zoo begins renovating and expanding, its infrastructure has to be completed first.
There will be new exhibits, new animals brought, and animals moved around within the zoo to make room for other animals. That's all being entertained in the master plan. We're about 70% completed on that.
Director of the Gladys Porter Zoo, Dr. Patrick Birchfield, says the City Commission has awarded a contract to an engineering firm to start the layout process.
The initial part won't affect the visitors because it's going to be in the perimeter aisles behind the buildings, and that's where all the new water and sewer is going to run.
Birchfield adds that in order to stay relevant, the zoo must remain a state-of-the-art facility.
We're really excited about the city of Brownsville pitching in and realizing what value the zoo brings to the Rio Grande Valley and Brownsville in particular.
The $741,000 contract was awarded to Hansen Engineering.
The city will begin the water and wastewater replacement in the next few weeks. The master plan is expected to be completed in December 2023. Reporting in Brownsville, Carla Valenzuela, KVAQ-TV.
Starting off this fall semester with a showdown and a stomp. May sound strange, but that's exactly what UTRGV is doing. Here's Rolando Avila with more.
The best week ever. A series of events hosted by departments all across the university to encourage student involvement and create a welcoming atmosphere to new and returning students.
It's a great time to really network with full-time staff, with faculty, with other students. I encourage all students to attend and just take advantage of everything that you can, all the events.
The best week ever kicked off yesterday with the showdown. an event hosted by the Department of Housing and Residence Life. Attendees got to enjoy music, raffles, and in-person interaction, a rare treat since the pandemic began.
My favorite part, the music, I think. It's been a long time since I've danced.
These Best Week Ever festivities will continue with plenty of events throughout the week, including the Stomp.
And the Stomp is one of our large signature events where we have just a really good time welcoming students back to campus. And this year it's going to be a concert in Edinburg with Bitty Bitty Banda, a Selena tribute band.
That concert will be held here in Edinburg on August 26th at the UTRGV baseball stadium behind me. You can also watch it virtually from the Bronzeville Watch Party at the Bronzeville campus, or you can even watch it virtually from the comfort of your own home. For KVAQ TV, I'm Rolando Avila.
A new type of entertainment is growing in the Valley: drag performances. A local drag artist shows us his life on stage. Here's our reporter, Jessica AMAYA, with the story.
YANELLI, after so many hours spent on makeup outfits and shows, a local drag artist who goes by the name of Michael Zarate by day, but goes by Sarah T on stage, sat down and spoke with us.
Heels, makeup, and lots of sass.
Being Sarah T makes me feel really good. I'm more confident as Sarah T than I am as Michael. As Sarah T, it's just a whole different persona, and it just makes me feel a lot better in myself.
The transition to the onstage life was no easy feat. Zarate recalls his experience on coming out to his parents as a drag queen.
My parents was kind of hard. My mom took it really well. She was like, I know, I'm not dumb. But on the other hand, telling my dad wasn't pretty at first, but then we got over it. Now I feel like we're much closer than what we were before.
AYDEN Castellanos shares his perspective on the artistry.
It's pure entertainment. Sometimes you never know what you're going to see. It has some of the most creative, brave people.
Castellano explains that many drag queen members express themselves creatively and are gaining support.
I love it. I think it's amazing that the community, but especially drag performers, they're getting more and more recognition.
Zarate has a message to the people who would like to join the drag industry but are afraid of judgment.
Unless those people are paying your bills, you pay those people no mind.
Zarate and Castellano welcomes the public to come and experience the drag performances every first Tuesday of each month at the Landmark in McAllen. Reporting for KVAQ TV, my name is Jessica AMAYA. Back to you, YANELLI.
Thanks, Jessica. That's all for today. For KVAQ TV, I'm YANELLI Hernandez. Stay safe, vaqueros.